Hey guys, my name is Jamie Jo and I'm with Jamie Jo Sells Wax. I have a fragrance company featuring Scentsy fragrance products. I have been working with Scentsy, partnering with them since all the way back in 2008. And the reason I have stuck with this company for so long is because I truly believe in their products and the opportunity that they offer to people. So I want to talk to you today about what is the best wax melt in the market. What is the best wax melt out there? And obviously, I've already told you that I've partnered with Scentsy, so my answer is going to be Scentsy fragrance. But I want to explain why, and if you will stick around with me through this video, I have an offer for you to get some free samples at the end of this video. So hang tight with me. Let me tell you a little bit about Scentsy wax melts, Scentsy bars, and then I'll tell you how to get those free samples. So first of all, let's talk about what is a wax melt. Maybe you don't even know what a wax melt is. Scentsy Fragrance and several other companies out on the market have started offering a safe alternative to candles. Now, people love candles, they smell great, but they're super dangerous. Obviously, anytime that there is a fire and a flame, an open flame, there is the danger of fires, extensive fires. So Scentsy warmers are the safe alternative to candles. Our warmers work to melt wax without a fire or flame. Now, our warmers do that in two different ways. We have several warmers that use a light bulb to warm the wax and melt it. Other warmers of ours use a melting plate to warm the wax and melt it. And I have several videos discussing these different types of warmers. So check out some other videos if that intrigues you and you want to know a little bit more. But today we are specifically talking about the wax melts themselves and why Scentsy is better than so many others out on the market. Now, here is the reason that they are better. They are safer, they smell better, and they have fragrance that lasts longer. Those are the three reasons that you should be using Scentsy wax as your wax melt. Now, let me tell you about the actual wax that we use. The wax that we use is paraffin wax. Now, you might have gone and gotten a manicure and opted for the wax dip, the paraffin wax dip, and you placed your hands down in that wax and they let it sit on your hands for a while. It makes them super soft. The same type of wax. This is also the same type of wax that they spray on apples and other fruit before it makes it to the supermarket to make it pretty and shiny. That being said, paraffin wax and Scentsy wax is non-toxic. Now, of course, we would never encourage you to eat this stuff, but should that happen, should you have little ones or furry friends that get into it and do ingest it, it is not going to be life-threatening for them if that happens. So that is one great thing about the paraffin wax. And we do choose it for the safety of the paraffin wax, but there are three main reasons that we choose paraffin wax, and that is because of the scent loading ability, the melting point at which it does melt down, and the firmness of the wax. Now, you've noticed that I showed you the wax bar like this, but when I open it up, I pop it out and pop it into the lid and turn it upside down. That is where I'm going to get the best fragrance from it. The reason for that was the point number one that I told you about, that scent loading ability. Paraffin wax allows us to put the most fragrance in this wax. We are able to use more fragrance oil in our wax than a lot of other companies do. Now, for that reason, the oil is heavier than the wax and it causes the oil to sometimes sink down to the bottom of the bar. In our warehouses, the wax is stored like this. That is because those oils are going to sink down to the bottom. You might have seen wax melts, Scentsy specifically, that have almost like an oil or a sweat on top of them. That's actually not bad at all. It means that there's so much fragrance oil in there that the wax can't fully absorb it, and sometimes that happens. So when you see that on a Scentsy bar, it's a good thing. It's because we're putting so much fragrance oil in our wax. That means it's going to smell stronger and last a lot longer than others on the market. Now, yes, I sell Scentsy fragrance, but I have purchased WaxMelts from different companies just to compare and see if I am correct in saying that Scentsy is the best wax out there. And in my experience, Scentsy has been by far better than any of the other products that I've tried. Many of them only fragranced for a couple hours, and then they just started to have that burned crayon smell to me. I've never experienced that with Scentsy, and that leads me into, we choose the paraffin wax because of the melting point. The melting point of paraffin wax is lower than other types of waxes. That means that it melts without scorching the wax. Some other types of wax have to get so hot to melt down that you're actually still burning the wax even though there's not a flame. That is the reason that many of the wax melts that you purchase, when the fragrance has faded away, you're gonna smell that burned wax type of smell. The paraffin wax melts at such a low temperature that it's never going to scorch if you're using our warmers, and you're never going to smell that burned wax smell. Low and slow is the way to go when melting wax melts, and Scentsy wax allows that to happen. We melt at a lower temperature at a slower rate, and so again, that helps the fragrance to last that much longer. Now let's also talk about the firmness of the wax. Our wax is that, I don't even know the right words to say, but the perfect firmness. It is soft and pliable enough that it's easy to work with. I could easily break apart those cubes off of this bar to drop into my warmer, but also it is going to be, I mean, it's just perfect because you can easily change the wax. You can easily manipulate it before you put it in your wax warmer. I want to point back there because that's one of our warmers. So it's the perfect firmness compared to other waxes on the market. I have experienced most of the cheaper waxes are like super, super hard. And when you break them apart to break the cubes off that you want to use, it makes this mess, like tearing a loaf of crumbly bread almost. I've experienced that with other waxes that I've tried. When I went to break off the cubes from the bar, crumbs of wax went everywhere, and I've never had that experience with Scentsy. So that's what I mean when we are the perfect firmness of wax. So for those three reasons, our wax is better than any other wax out there on the market. Now, bonus, this stuff is made right here in the USA in Meridian, Idaho. Meridian is just outside of Boise. I have had the privilege of going to the manufacturing plant at Scentsy before, and it's the coolest thing because there is a railroad right behind the big manufacturing plant. The wax that we use comes in on these giant rail cars, and they pull right up to the back of the manufacturing plant and unload right there. They have these giant machines that melt down the paraffin wax, add the fragrance, add the color, and then put it in these bars for purchase for you guys, my awesome customers. So all of this is being made in Meridian, Idaho, right here in the US. I absolutely love this company because the products are the best on the market. I love that. I told you at the first of this video that I've been working with Scentsy since all the way back in 2008. I actually started as a customer and I fell in love because the products worked, the products were safe, and the products were affordable. So we've already talked about how awesome Scentsy is and how safe Scentsy is. Now let's talk about the price point. Our wax bars are $6 each. Now I'm talking US prices. So if you're watching this outside of the US, it's going to be different. But our wax bars are $6. Here's the really cool thing. If you choose a 6-pack of bars, you're gonna get an even better price because anytime you buy 5, you're going to get your 6th one free. That's one way to save money. The other way that you can save money is to start Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club is our customer loyalty program. So you get to choose how often you want your Scentsy products, consumable products, shipped to you. And if your club is $30 or more, you automatically get 10% off. If it's $60 or more, you get 10% off and get to choose a half price item. So that's a really, really good deal. The other perk of Scentsy Club is it's always discounted shipping. So that is a great way to keep yourself hooked up on all your Scentsy wax to feed that wax melt addiction. Guys, I love to help people get exactly what they want and exactly what they need. If you aren't familiar with Scentsy products, please reach out to me and ask any questions that you might have. If you are familiar with Scentsy products, awesome. Let me help you out with an order. I can help you in two different ways. You can jump right over to my website at jamijoesellswax.com, or feel free to give me a text to 918-888-9690. Now, I promised you at the first of this video, if you hung with me for a while, that I had an offer for some free samples for you. What I want you to do is text the word samples to that same phone number, 918-888-9690. When you text the word samples to that phone number, I'm going to get in touch with you to get your mailing address and get some samples on the way to you so you can smell how awesome Scentsy wax melts are. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help you guys however you need. As a reminder, my name is Jami Jo. I'm here to make your nose happy and help your home smell amazing.